Welcome to Chef U. I'm Katie Kepler, I'll be your hostess tonight, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make taco stuffed peppers. So to start out, the ingredients you're going to need for this are peppers, obviously. I'm going to be making 3 tonight, as you can see, but you can make this only for one person too. And then hamburger for our filling. You need a little less than ½ pound per pepper. And then some tortilla chips to add a little bit more fiber, I guess. Salsa con queso and regular salsa to add into your hamburger and your chip mix. And then a little bit of Mexican cheese, or you can use any kind of cheese you want really, to put on top, and some sour cream to finish it. So to start out, you're going to want to take your peppers over to the sink and just rinse them off really quick. Okay, so once you're done washing all of your peppers, you take them over to your cutting board, and you're going to want to cut off the top part and then clean out the inside so that you can fill them up. So what you do, just take your knife around the edge, and you don't want to take out too much of your pepper because you don't want to waste anything. You just cut off the top like this and pull it up. And then as you can see, there's this little white things in there, so you're going to want to cut around your edges and just clean out all of your peppers. Alright, so after you're done cleaning out your peppers, they should look like this. All clean on the inside. Make sure you rinse out all the seeds into your sink too. Once you have these all cleaned out, you can go ahead and start preheating your oven. We're going to set it to 350 degrees, and these will have to cook for about ½ an hour. So I'm using a convection oven right now, but it works exactly the same in a conventional oven. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. And then you can leave the peppers for a second. Now we're going to head over to the stove and we're going to start cooking our filling. Alright, so we're going to start by putting our ground beef into our pan. You're going to start up your saucepan and then just kind of crumble it with your fingers. Spread it out a little so that it'll cook evenly. And we're going to let this cook for a few minutes before we add in everything else, because I've found that if you add everything else too early, the meat doesn't cook all the way and you don't want to get anybody sick when you're cooking. So we'll put that in here. Get everything in there. Spread it out a little bit, and make sure you've washed your hands before you do this. And then cover it up, and we'll just let that go for a couple of minutes. So next, you take your chips, and you can use a couple of handfuls. I use about 1 handful per ½ pound of meat that I have, or per pepper. You just crunch them up and sprinkle them into your meat. And you want to make your pieces, when you're crumbling these up, pretty small so that they cook all the way through and so they're not poking you when you actually end up eating your peppers later on. Just keep crunching these in. This is a good way to relieve stress if you've just had a very bad exam, which I have. So this is kind of fun to do. Okay. Now, once you have all of these crunched into your meat, you can stir them around a little and let them soak up some of that extra grease that you have. Sounds yummy, I know. And let them cook in there with the hamburger. And this is the time you can also add both your salsa and your salsa con queso. And I like to add them while the meat is cooking because I think it adds a little bit of flavor, but you can also add them after your meat is done cooking and just stir it in before you add the meat into the peppers. So you just pour in about a cup for this much meat. You can do a little less, a little more, depending on your taste. And then add a good amount of regular salsa, because that'll give you some of your vegetables. And again, just stir it around, get it really into the meat. And once your salsas are in there, it's going to take everything a little bit longer to cook, so just be patient. Let it cook for as long as it needs to. There you go. You'll have a mixture. Looks something like this in your pan. So once your meat's done cooking, it's going to smell delicious. You're going to be so hungry, but you have to wait a little bit. Alright, so bring it back over to your peppers. And at this point, you can put your peppers in your baking pan. I'd recommend a little 9x9. It has a little bit higher size and will hold them in if they decide they want to tip over. So bring your meat back, and then use a slotted spoon to scoop this out so that you leave a little bit of your hamburger grease and juice in the pan. Make your peppers just a little bit healthier. You just want to scoop it into the holes that you made and just fill these all up. Alright, so once you have your peppers all filled, you can bring your cheese over, and we're going to use this just to top them off. So you sprinkle that over the top of everything. And I like to use a lot of cheese, but I'm a Scotty, so you can use however much you want. And then you are set to put these in the oven. So bake them for about 30 minutes at 350, or you can kind of check them like every 10 minutes, make sure they're cooking okay. You'll know that they're done when they're all kind of brown around the edges and they're getting softer. So you can either touch them, or you can just kind of see they're going to get all wrinkly and stuff because the water content is going down. So we'll take these and put them in our oven. It's not an oven. And just alright. So once your peppers are all done, they're going to look like this. Don't they look delicious? And we'll just top them off with a little bit of sour cream. I like to use this squeeze kind because it's a little bit easier to put on, but you can use whatever kind you want. And after you do this, you are all set to enjoy your stuffed peppers. Thank you for watching Chef U. Don't forget to turn off the oven.